Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Griefdrums, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a few more tips, tricks, angles, and things that you can do in Rainbow Six that you may not know about. If you're not already aware, I stream over on Twitch 3 days a week. I would love to see you guys over there. I stream on a Thursday, Friday, and a Sunday from around about 8 PM BST. In fact, that's GMT now. We're not on British summertime anymore. Never mind that. We're on Greenwich Mean Time. So 8 PM GMT. I'd love to see you over there. Alternatively, make sure to follow me on Twitter to keep up to date with absolutely everything that's going on. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into today's video. So first up today, we are heading on over to the Armory locker site of Border. This map has become extremely stale over the past few seasons, and it's got to the point now where I just don't enjoy playing it at all. It's not a bad map. It's far from it. It's actually, you know, a reasonably good map, but it's just boring. It really is. So let's have a look at a couple of the ways that you can control the main wall for the Armory locker site. Now, one thing that we saw a little while back is, back in the day, Bandit would obviously place his batteries on here. People would bring a Thatcher, destroy them, and then it sort of escalated from there to, you know, people going below, opening up the floor from below just the side of the front door, and then they could take out all the batteries from there. There's loads of different ways to get rid of Bandit batteries and Electroclaws and stuff like that. Certainly, if it's just placed on the main wall like this or just above. From there, we then started to see some different adaptations. One of those is actually placing the Electroclaw just above this bookshelf, and by doing that, it then can't get taken out from below as easily because the bookshelf is metal. So as and when you go below, we saw this in a Pro League game ages ago. In fact, it might have been the SI. I can't remember. But it was very, very difficult for them to spot that. Obviously, the lower down you put it, the harder it is to see. But you get the point. It was very difficult for the team to get it. They couldn't spot it. And then by putting the other Electroclaw just up there, it was a similar sort of story. One thing that I've really been enjoying doing lately is, rather than placing it up there, by coming down into the supply room just down here, as long as the Thatcher is banned, you can actually open up this section of the roof. You can hide an Electroclaw up in that section. And as you'll notice, as soon as you step away from that, it just becomes invisible. You cannot see it. And it's very rare that you're going to look for that. As an attacker, if you're coming into the map, even if you push through detention, it's unlikely you're going to realize anything is untoward over there. So I've been placing my Electroclaws down there quite often, and you will see all sorts of different operators like Carly being brought. As long as Thatcher is banned, they're going to have a hard time getting that. They're not going to be able to get the wall. It's going to make it really difficult for them. They can come in and open up as much of this floor as they want. I mean, quite literally, they could open the whole friggin' thing. It doesn't matter because they're not going to get this wall open. The Electroclaw itself is down there somewhere. That then forces them in through the door, and it's just something that I've really been enjoying doing. So with that in mind, let's go and take a look at a couple of other places we can do this. When it comes to the top floor on Cafe, there's two trains of thought. With the bar back store next to the freezer, you can either fully reinforce this or fully open it up and hold it from shields. But if you are deciding to reinforce and close all of this up to try and delay the attackers and force them to use hard breach, you can actually go ahead and electrify it. Now, rather than electrifying it inside of the room where it can get mavericked or potentially taken out by Carly, if you head downstairs and come into the reading room, right over in this corner just up here, you can go ahead and place the Electroclaw. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up just a small section of this to try and hide it a little bit better. You've got to be careful though, because you don't want to give away exactly whereabouts you've hidden it. But by chucking it up inside of there, it's less obvious. It's, you know, it doesn't stand out anywhere near as much. And then if we go upstairs and have a look at the freezer, just to sort of showcase that it is actually electrifying both of the walls. But that can be a really handy way to do it. It's pretty handy. For the bakery site, specifically the freezer, when you're trying to cover this, one place you can put an Electroclaw is pretty much in between the hatch and both of the walls to ensure that you get all three of them with one claw. This can be really handy. As you can see, it just about clips that one, just about meets the hatch. It's not too exact, and if you do get it wrong, you can quite easily just shoot out sections of the roof and go ahead and pick it back up. Now, obviously, that hasn't gone all the way through, so you're not creating a line of sight to the floor above. But should they go up there and open up sections of the floor, if they bring a buck, someone with breaching charges, a sledge, they can obviously go ahead and take this claw out. So if sections of the roof do get opened up and you've got a spare claw left behind, you can then go ahead and utilize different areas for putting these out so that they don't get spotted from up there. Next up, we're going to head over to Kanal and take a look at a couple of the angles we can get into the bathroom downstairs.
When it comes to attacking the basement downstairs, there's obviously a couple of different ways you can approach it. Moving into the reception area is usually a bit of a death trap if anyone is playing inside of the bathroom just down here. Pulse very often will play with a nitro and pretty much just sit in there waiting for that notification that you're in here, and then he'll just go ahead and blow it up. So, you know, opening this up can be a bit of a pain. If you've obviously got an Ash or a Zofia or something, you can utilize that on the floor just here, or alternatively, sledge it open. Now, the only problem with that is you're obviously susceptible to loads of different, different lines of sight from around here. So, one other way to consider being able to get a line of sight onto the bathroom and potentially killing anybody that's over there is by coming down to this area just here and jumping up on top of this box. Now, if you move around a little bit, you can get a vault prompt. And by standing up on here, you can actually lean out and you can look all the way down that corridor to the bathroom. So I'm going to put a load of rounds in there. You will have seen that that was a drone that just went down. But if anyone's moving inside of that corridor, you can go ahead and shoot them from this location. As I say, I'll go ahead and put a drone in there so you can see exactly where those bullets are landing. But I can see all the way through this corridor, over the top of the lockers, towards the very back. Now, obviously, if you get someone that's standing just here, you're not going to be able to see them very clearly because the wall is in the way. But if anyone tries to move through that corridor, which is a pretty common thoroughfare, you can go ahead and take their head off. Obviously, if you're doing that, be careful of this window just here. If it's open, probably wouldn't stand up there. The other option is by coming over to this side just down here, there is a drone hole. Now, this drone hole, you can actually get some pretty good and cheeky angles into the bathroom. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and put some rounds into there just so you can see exactly where we're shooting. And then I'll go ahead and jump on the drone. So the rounds are zipping into here. And obviously, if anyone's moving around, you're going to be able to catch their feet as they move. Even just putting a couple of rounds into someone, or a couple of bullets into someone at the beginning of the round itself, can make it a little bit easier when you go against them later. The other option is by doing this and shooting through here, you can have your friend over on the other area looking through the window and sort of bait people towards them.
I'm afraid that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully there's something in there that you can take away from this. Hopefully there's a new tip or an angle that you didn't know about before that you can maybe start incorporating into your game. If you did enjoy the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you have any of your own tips and tricks that you would like to share, you can either get in touch with me on Twitter or alternatively over on my Discord. The links to both of those are going to be down in the description below. You can feel free to share videos, pictures, anything you've got, and hopefully it'll make it into a future video of mine. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay reckless and relentless.